been a long time since Northwestern made the tournament. It's never happened. But they played Rutgers in the latest game where it starts to make you think maybe this is different, Sean, because this is the type of game in years past. They're down 7-0 before you can blink. They're losing at halftime. It's a road game. I feel like this is a game 3 or 4 years ago they lose and they find a way to come back to win.
I certainly share that sentiment. And in addition to that would have been a game they probably would have lost. They also got production when they needed it the most from guys that aren't the stars, quote unquote. You know, Vic Law didn't get going until the second half. Scotty Lindsey was held in check, and it was 2 guys off the bench, which really allowed Northwestern to hang around until they were able to get things going in the second half. It was a freshman, Isaiah Brown, who came in, gave them 11 first-half points, and you cannot overlook the play that Gavin Skelly gives this team off the bench. The play that he made at the end of the half, Rutgers is up 5. They still have some momentum. It looks like they're going to go into the locker room up 5 on a missed opportunity. Skelly back taps it. Rutgers gives the foul. Northwestern hits 2 free throws to make it a 1-possession game. Then they jumped out on Rutgers in the second half, shot the ball far more effectively. Now, the area of concern, if you're Northwestern, I think Rutgers showed an area of concern if you're playing Northwestern, if you're a Northwestern fan, and that's the fact that Rutgers dominated them in terms of points off turnovers. They extended their defense a little bit. They doubled that high ball screen. But nevertheless, this is a game that Rutgers, I thought, felt that legitimately they had a chance to win, but Northwestern found a way to grind out a win, and they addressed the offensive rebounding, which was killing them in the first half.
And we talked about in late December when the non-conference was done how impressive Rutgers was. They had more wins in the non-conference than they had all of last year combined. But the one caveat we threw in, yeah, but they've really only played one team that's even close to 500, which was DePaul at that time. Well, now we're starting to see that probably was why they were able to get those wins.
Yeah, and defensively, they've still been pretty good. I mean, and the offensive rebounding can be a little bit misleading because that implies, you know, certainly one thing. You're missing a lot of shots, and that is really where Rutgers just struggles. They're dead last in the conference in made threes. They're dead last in three-point shooting percentage. So teams are starting to pack it in. But this is a program that you still have to like. They gave Iowa everything they wanted earlier in the week in Iowa City because of their defense and their rebounding. They were able to hang around for 35 of the 40 minutes versus Rutgers because of the defense and the rebounding. They just need to go and recruit some shooters. I'm sure that's something that's at the top of their list. But you mentioned it. You know, the quality of teams that they played, not necessarily the highest in the non-conference. Right. That's starting to be exposed now. But Rutgers had to play that schedule. They had to have a taste of success because this was a program, they're on their, I think their 5th coach in 11 years.
Right.
They needed some sort of success, regardless of the level of competition, to give themselves at least enough confidence to go out and compete in the Big Ten, and thus far they've done that.
Right, because their goal this year is not to win the Big Ten realistically. That can't be what it is, but to get some confidence to build some momentum going forward in the years to come. That makes a lot of sense. It's been